Yo, what's good, ladies and gentle bitches? Welcome back to the channel. We are here recording live from the mothership, and we are here to do a season 3 wish list, essentially, right? Season 2 has come to an end. Mia is out, the final character for the season 2 pass. So right now, all we have to look forward to in terms of new content is season 3. The next thing that's coming, I mean, maybe we get balance changes before season 3. I doubt it. But the next thing really to look forward to for Tekken 8 is the season 3 pass, right? So, before we get there, I'm gonna chime in and I'm gonna basically do this video today. And this is a dream, right? None of this, I don't expect any of this to actually happen. But this is what season 3 would look like in my dream world. And if I could dream, these are the changes that I would make, right? If you're looking forward to season 3, before we even get started, go ahead and support the channel. Shout out to Pretty Boy Clive. Every time I drop a video, this guy out here engaging, leaving comments, leaving likes. Shout out to everybody who's showing love to the channel, bro. I'm just grinding. I'm just trying to make content. I'm having a good time, bro. So shout out to everybody who shows love. It don't cost nothing to hit the like button. The like button is free. It don't cost nothing to engage, all of that. But yeah, I'm gonna break this video up into 3 parts. I'm gonna start with gameplay, right? What I would like changed, what I'd like to see in terms of gameplay for this game. We're then gonna move on very briefly to modes and how I'd like to see modes changed. And then we're gonna end with characters, everybody's favorite. And I'm gonna go over my choice for season 3 characters, and I got some real interesting ones. You're gonna have to let me know how you feel about the choices I've made for characters to join Tekken 8, right? So, like I said, we're gonna start with gameplay, right? We're gonna start with the negatives, right? The gameplay, I'm not gonna go too much. Just like everybody else, I would like to see character nerfs, right? Pretty much widespread across the cast. Every character has at least something that is overtuned, in my opinion. Overtuned is the name of the game in Tekken 8 Season 2, right? So, like I said, I'm not going to go into detail on this character. This move needs to be nerfed, and this move needs to be nerfed. I'm going to try and speak on certain mechanics because, like I said, character balance and nerfs is just widespread. That's just that, without even touching on anything else. The one thing we really need, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, is big nerfs across the board, right? So like I said, I'm not going to go into that. But I will touch on certain mechanics that I want to see changed moving forward, right? Or adjusted. So, we've got 2 top tier characters here, right? They don't need to be in heat. I don't even know why they are. We will need that later, though. Alright, so, is she set to block? Who the fuck? Where that music coming from? Coming from outside. I hope y'all can hear it, bro. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Got a gameplay on the screen, right? One move I want to talk about. Forward 2. This is a move I'm going to use, and it's just gonna kind of cover all of my arguments that I'm making right now. The perfect example of just an overtuned move, right? So first of all, I want to talk about chip damage. Chip damage and recoverable health is something that I personally am a fan of. A lot of people will tell you it needs to be gone. I disagree. Tekken 8, this is Tekken 8, right? Chip damage, heat, all of that is a part of Tekken 8. And I want to see Tekken 8 be the best Tekken 8 it could be. I don't want to see Tekken 8 be the best upgraded Tekken 7. I want to see it be the best Tekken 8 it could be, right? So things like chip damage, all of that, I think it has a place. I think the application of it is the problem. And this move, again, is a very good example for me, right? So I think where we're going wrong with chip damage in a lot of situations, I think moves that are plus on block shouldn't be doing chip damage. Now, of course, there can be room for exceptions. One thing that I want to see also, as well as just general nerfs, is the departure, moving away from the homogenization of the cast, where every character kind of plays the same. Every character, if this character can't have this, then nobody can have it. If this character has this, then everybody has to have it, right? I don't like that. I like characters to have things for themselves. So, for example, Leroy, right? I feel like Leroy in this game is a chip damage type of character. So he kind of relies on chip damage. So if Leroy has a few moves that are plus on block and deal chip, then you could kind of say, all right, that's Leroy's game plan, right? Not everybody needs to be changed in the same way. But for the most part, I think if I'm plus on block, if I'm doing a move that's plus on block and relatively fast, it shouldn't be doing chip damage. Because that is just counterintuitive in my opinion, right? If I'm plus 4, or as a defender, let's speak from a defender's point of view. If I eat this move on block, if I block this move and I'm minus 4, right? Fighting game 101 tells me don't press any buttons. I'm minus 4. It's not your turn. You're minus 4. Don't press anything, right? So I'm not going to press anything. And then because of that, I'm now being punished for not pressing a button because I'm eating chip damage, right? So on one hand, you're telling me, hey, you're minus 4, you probably shouldn't press anything. But then right immediately after, you're punishing me for doing what I should do and not pressing by being chipped out by the same move that's making me plus on block. That doesn't make sense. Now, obviously, moves like this, right? I'm not sitting here saying there is no counterplay because you could duck it, right? In my opinion, that isn't good enough. That's not good enough. You shouldn't be punished for blocking this move and punished for taking this move and have to risk your life by ducking, especially against, I mean, this is character specific, but like, Anna could also approach you with the mid, right? So ducking isn't really an option. You can't sidestep because this is home in. So you've got this into this, which is for whatever reason, safe on block, heat engager, launcher in heat, but it's also uninterruptible and unsidesteppable. And then you have a low option, which if it hits, you go into full crouch and have to guess. Like everything is again, that's Anna specific. Not getting into Anna. Right now, I'm specifically talking about chip, right? I don't think a move that is plus on block should be doing chip damage, especially when it's as fast as this is. If they're real slow moves, like backlash, for example, then I'm like, all right, cool. You know, like I said, there can be exceptions to the rule, right? But a move like this should never be doing chip damage, right? And the perfect example of a move that I think is okay goes the other way, right? Like a move like this, right? Forward 1+2, doing chip damage. -6 though, right? To use this move. You're giving up your turn. You're getting the reward of chip damage, but you're giving up your turn to do it. So if you land the move, great, right? Especially, oh, can't go to the move, but yeah. So if you land the move, great. If you land the move on counter hit, even better. But if the move is blocked, you still get something. You get chip damage, right? But you've at least given up your turn. I shouldn't be getting chip damage and get to continue my offense. These are the type of moves that I think should be doing chip damage. Moves like Brian. Brian's another perfect example, right? Let's actually go to Brian. Let's switch to Brian, because Brian has two very similar moves also.
Get ready for the next battle.
And that's QC, quarter circle back. One, which again, just like Anna's, is the perfect example of a move that's just overtuned. This move is 13 frames. Now, obviously, it's quarter circle back input, so, you know, it's probably going to come out at like 15, but that's still too fast. For a counter hit launching unseeable +5 on block. Is it more at further ranges? No, it's not. It's not one of them type of moves. Yeah, +5 on block, doing chip damage, counter hit launcher, knockdown on hit, wall splat. Like, these moves are just doing too much. And these type of moves should not be doing chip damage. Again, I could think of exceptions. Maybe even like Dragunov while running 2. Like, I can kind of live if that does chip damage, you know? But those type of moves, this move is more acceptable, right? And I can even live with the damage. Like, this is doing a lot of chip damage, but I can even live with that knowing that his turn is completely gone. You know, like, cool. Cool, you've used this move and you've been rewarded. Even though I blocked it, you've been rewarded. But it's my turn. You know, that is how I think chip damage should be balanced. As for recoverable health and chip damage, I like the mechanic in the game. I think it leads to a lot of good comebacks and back and forth in the game. I really like it, but the way chip damage is applied in this game with moves like this, big no-no for me. I did actually want to get back to Anna, right? Because onto the next problem I have. Moving on from chip damage, this is something that, this is like a personal gripe. I don't know, let me know if you have the same issue. It's a personal problem I have, something I don't like with Tekken 8, right? And that is too many moves giving guaranteed follow-ups. I'm actually going to switch because I can actually use my own character as an example for this as well, right? So y'all don't want to call me a down player and that. But yeah, too many moves give guaranteed follow-ups. And in my mind, it's just for no reason. Like, we had this in Tekken 7, don't get me wrong. There were moves that will give you a guaranteed follow-up. But I just feel like it was much fewer and further between in Tekken 7 than it is now. Now I think that it's all over the game. Moves that just give you guaranteed follow-ups for no reason. I can accept it if you land a counter hit, right? For example, down back 4. Boom. You landed a counter hit. Cool. Here's your guaranteed follow-up. Even this, right? Broken. 10 frames. You shouldn't be getting guaranteed counter hit for Anna. This character of all characters doesn't need this, right? Forget it. It doesn't even matter, bro. But yeah, on a counter hit, guaranteed follow-up. Cool. For a regular hit, right? On a move, like, to me, it comes across as hand-holding, and it's just another way that they've just wanted to make this game easier and make you have to use your brain less. Getting guaranteed follow-ups, like, since when was landing a move not enough? Like, you forward 2, you land forward 2. Why is that damage and knockdown not enough? Right? It's also a homing move, so I think my opponent's gonna sidestep. He sidesteps, I counter him with forward 2. Why is that not enough reward? That you've landed the move you tried to land. Why do I then get this for free? Like, why? Why? Why do I get this for free? Not only do I get that for free, but then I get Oki, right? You now have to wake up into more pressure. So, and again, we're talking off a move. I've just gone over how overtuned this move already is, right? And then that's more added onto it. Now, look, now you're waking up, you have to guess, right? Oh, wake up. Oh, I got that low, right? These moves are overtuned. I don't understand why, like, why does this just not knock down and then that's it? Why do I have to get a guaranteed follow-up, right? Another example, again, use my character's very much a perpetrator of this, right? Because why is that not enough? And even before, like, even in season 1, like, I was cool with it when it knocked down. It used to give you this animation, right? And at that point, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm still getting a guaranteed follow-up for no reason. But again, it's not always bad. But, like, why do I get a guaranteed heat engager? Like, why is this move not enough? And if we were going to take away the guaranteed follow-up altogether, like, sure, just make it do more damage or make it, you know, make it knock down or something. But a heat engager? A launch when you're in heat? Right? Like, when I'm in heat, this becomes a launcher. And it's silly, right? This one. Why is that not enough? Why is it not enough? I do QCF4 and I track my opponent who was sidestepping and I get a bunch of plus frames. Why is that not enough? Why do I then again have to get a heat engager? It's hand-holding again. That's what my problem is. I see it. Maybe you could tell me you see it as something different. I see it as hand-holding. Again, just making the game easier, making you have to think less, making you have to work less hard. Because I do this move and I get a guaranteed this and I go into heat. And now, you know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, why don't I have to think? Why don't I have to work again? Do another move? Cool, I done my homing attack. There's your reward. I think there are too many moves in this game giving you guaranteed stuff for no reason. And again, some moves are more egregious than others. Like I said, if it's a slower move, then cool, I can live with it. I can live with it in certain occasions. I just think there's way too much of it in this game. Too much hand-holding. That's something that I want to see toned down. Yeah, less guaranteed follow-ups for nothing. If it's a counter hit, cool. Regular moves guaranteeing follow-ups. Let's tone that down a bit. So, on to my next point, right? This is the last thing that I'm going to cover in terms of gameplay changes that I really want to see in Season 3, right? And it is revolving around Heat Smash specifically. I still think Heat Smashes in general are too strong, doing way too much. And it comes back again to, yeah, just a lot of moves in this game are just doing too much, right? So here we have King and we have Jin. Very specific for a reason, right? Because King has this back 1+3 punch parry. But it's not just any punch parry, right? It's specifically a right punch parry. So I've got Jin to do a left punch and a right punch, right? So if I do that, and you see right there, he does the right punch, we get this parry. So he does the right punch, he does the left punch, I do the parry, nothing. This parry only works for right punches. So for me to use this parry, I'm already taking huge risk. Because if I call out a right punch and Jin does hop kick, I die, right? Because it's not going to parry the hop kick. It's only going to parry a right punch. So I have to have a really strong read to use this parry. So let's say I have the read that Jin's going to throw out a right punch. And he throws out a right punch. And that right punch happens to be a heat smash, and for some reason in this game, which I just don't agree with, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why heat smashes need to beat parries. I don't even understand why they need to beat power crushes and armor. That's something I also don't agree with. But that I can side with a little bit more. Beating parries, I do not agree with. I do not agree with heat smashes beating parries. I just don't understand why. Like if I have this read, this super precise read, like I have read you to a T, and I know you are gonna heat smash. Let's say you're facing Steve, right? Steve also has a right punch heat smash. No one else is coming to mind, but you get the point, right? I think even Law does Law use his nunchuck, or is it the first hit is a punch, right? And then he pulls out the nunchuck. Anyway, all these characters using their right arms, I should be able to parry this. But for some reason, they've just made heat smashes have priority over everything. Like literally everything. I don't think anything can beat a heat smash. Now, obviously, you can sidestep. But I'm just thinking about, I'm like, there are situations surely, right, where you can't. Maybe you're 2- and the only thing that would work would be a parry, right? Maybe you're against the wall in the corner and you can't sidestep it. So you think, I need a parry. He's gonna do heat smash now. I know he's gonna do heat smash now. I've made this read. Parry, and I just don't understand why. Like, why do heat smashes need to beat parries? What parries they feel so useless in this game for that reason. One of the most hype things, in my opinion, that you could ever see in Tekken, right? In Tekken 7, some of the most hype moments I remember are these exact moments when a player had such a specific read. I know Steve is gonna do his rage drive right now. I know he's gonna do his rage drive. I don't actually know in this game, can you parry low heat smashes? Can you low parry? Let's actually find out. Let's find out right now. Fuck it. Let's go ahead and let's find out. I don't think you can. I don't think you can low parry heat smashes. Yeah, let's get him to do heat smash. Never actually tried, to be honest. Yeah, look, broker. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't find this necessary at all. I don't find it necessary in the slightest for heat smashes to be breaking breaking parries. Just doesn't make sense to me. If I've made this read, why am I being punished? Why can I not be rewarded for making such a specific read? In situations where it feels like there's nothing, like I said, some of the hype moments, in situations where it seems like there's nothing a defender can do. They're 2-, they can't sidestep. All the opponent's gonna do is heat smash and lock them down, and then I've made this specific read. I'm doing my punch parry for your punch heat smash, punch drive, rage drive. That's what they called it, right? And I get the read that nobody saw coming. I don't understand why that's not a thing in this game. I don't think it needs to break through everything. I think heat smashes are too strong. And another thing, piggybacking on the heat smash department, they don't all need to be plus on block. They don't all need to go into stance for a 50-50. I think more heat smashes need to be just like Zafina's, like Anna's. Not necessarily like Anna's, because Anna's like high crushing and shit. Like Anna's ridiculous. But just in the sense of, you use a heat smash, if it's blocked, you give up your turn, right? Like, just because, like, these moves, again, doing way too much. Doing way too much. Like, I get they need to be strong moves, that's the point of them, but they could be toned down so much and still be strong moves. They're just doing too much. So that's my next. And then the final thing that I want to add as well, this is just a real brief thing. The changes they made in the beginning of season 2 to Oki, to kind of killing, I don't want to say killing Oki, because obviously Oki still exists and there's still a lot of good Oki setups, Oki situations in this game. But the changes they made to Oki in season 2, I want to see them reverted. I think the creativity and freedom that comes from Oki setups and creating them and putting your opponent in a bad situation where they really have to think and be careful, I think that's a lot of the fun of Tekken. And I feel like taking the Oki away and nerfing it the way that they did, they need to go back and put Oki back to how we had it. That's my opinion. So, moving on to modes, right? I'm gonna keep this one quite brief because honestly, this is my dream season 3, but I also just don't believe a lot of this stuff is gonna happen, so I'm not gonna go too hard on it. But in terms of modes, I do want to see some changes, right? And even some new modes. The first thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna get out of the way because again, I know it's not happening, but Tekken Force. How sick would Tekken Force be, right? Imagine we saw in story mode like almost like a concept of Tekken Force, right? There was that little segment of where the big battle where you kind of played a Tekken Force style thing in story mode. Imagine they actually fleshed that out and made 4-player co-op. We got some like weekly challenges, new missions, boss battles, all that type of stuff, and you could just play it online. That shit would be sick, right? But like I said, I'm not even gonna go too deep. I'm just putting the idea out there because we know Team Tekken Force is not gonna happen, right? But what can happen and what I think should happen much easier. Tekken Force is not gonna happen because the resources, the time, the effort put in to make that happen, especially for the return of how many people would actually play it consistently, that's a lot of work, right? However, Tekken Team Battle is something I think should definitely be added in season 3, right? Like, on the contrary, I don't know anything about game development or anything like that, but I don't think it would take too much time, money, resources to make Team Battle. Like, it really is everything we have now. You just add some new parameters, right? You can make it even 2 on 2, 3 on 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, right? Team Battle just adds another element. It would be sick. Make sure there's ranked, right? Because I know people will look and say, oh, well, Tekken Ball, people don't even play Tekken. I think part of the reason people don't play Tekken Ball is because there's no ranked. There's no reason. There's no leaderboard, stuff like that, right? Are there even lobbies? I've only played Tekken Ball offline with friends, right? So I've never even played it online. Does it even have lobbies? Can you get in a lobby and just do winner stays on Tekken Ball, stuff like that? Because Tekken Ball is actually pretty damn fun. Like, if you've played Tekken Ball and Tekken 8, it's pretty fun, right? It's even pretty deep. I think there's like tier lists and stuff for Tekken Ball. But I think, like I said, a lot of the reason people don't play it is because there's no leaderboards and stuff like that. That's a big reason as to why people don't play stuff if there's no leaderboards and ranked and stuff. So make sure Team Battle has ranked. I just think it would be sick, right? You could even see like online tournaments, team battle tournaments. Like, right, you're good at Tekken, but how many characters can you know? I think it would just be sick. A reason, something to take your mind off of the constant grind. You know, I mean, like I said, there would still be ranked, but you know, it's a bit more light-hearted, I guess, if you're playing team battle. Another element, I think it would be real easy to implement. It's not hard to just add some extra options, really. You could, like I said, you could do anywhere from 2-on-2 to like 5-on-5, 6-on-6. Give me the option of, is my health gonna regenerate after each round? Stuff like that. Give us options, make it fleshed out, give us ranked. Team battle is what I wanna see in season 3. Moving on from modes, well, not moving on from modes, we're still in modes, but moving on from new modes, I really want to touch quickly on ranked mode. And something that I really want to see, I really want to know how many people actually agree with me on this and how many people disagree. But what I want to see is, I want to see ranked sets become compulsory. I'll be honest with you. I want to see forced first to 2s. If we're going to do a first to 3, sorry. I think even first to 5 would be better for ranked. If we're not going to do something like first to 5 or even death matches like Tekken 7 was, I think we have to force the set. I will die on this hill. I don't think you should be able to cherry pick your opponents. I don't think you should be able to leave mid-set. I don't think you should be able to play one game, lose and leave, play one game, win and leave. I've seen people play a game, lose the game, play another game, win the game, and then leave before the final match. You shouldn't be allowed. If you leave a Tekken 8 ranked, I'm specifying on ranked, because what the fuck is the point of ranked if you could just avoid all competitive nature and all rules and regulations? What is a ranked mode without these things, right? If you should not be able to leave a ranked set. Imagine playing a round of Marvel Rivals, you lose the first round, and then you leave at halftime. That's like, it doesn't make, playing a game of FIFA, leaving at halftime and leaving. I said leaving at halftime and leaving. But imagine that. Imagine you play in a game of FIFA, you leave at halftime and you don't get punished. That's the same thing. The set is not over after one match. So you're essentially leaving at halftime and not being punished. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't be able to cherry pick. If you leave in between a set, you should lose your points and I should gain your points. Point blank, period. I get it. I understand people are gonna come with, oh, but what if it's a bad connection? I'm gonna be honest with you. Tough. If it's a bad connection, guess what? We're all playing Tekken 8 online, and when you play games online, this is what comes with playing online. Sometimes you get a bad connection, sometimes it lags, sometimes that's just part of the life, bro. I don't think, like, again, just tough. I'm sorry, I hear you. You lost some points you shouldn't have lost. Tough. You know what I'm saying? Just chalk it. Charge it. It is what it is. Not your fault. Tough. Sometimes, you know, sometimes shit happens. But you should absolutely be forced to finish the set. That is a big part of the reason why ranks are so inflated and they're just all over the place. And I'm playing in Tekken God. I'm playing Tekken gods who are, I'm sorry, dog shit. I'm playing dog shit. No, not Tekken gods. God of Destruction. I'm playing God of Destruction ranked players who don't punish anything. They don't duck blatant duckable mid-high strings. They don't duck at all to block lows. They don't break throat. God players who have got there through cherry picking, running away from people who they think are going to beat them. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. If you want to do that, if you don't want to face certain opponents, and I'm even guilty of this myself. Sometimes I get matched up against a Clive and I'm like, fuck this character, bro. I'm not rematching. Sometimes I face a Lars and I'm like, fuck this character. I'm not rematching, right? But I shouldn't be allowed to. I would happily be forced into fighting these characters if it means that everybody is forced into a set. Again, I just don't understand the point of ranked if we're not following basic competitive rules. Even Mortal Kombat 1, the most casual of fighting games. Mortal Kombat is the king of casual fighting games, right? Even that game forces you into a set once you step into Combat League. When you play Combat League, after the match is over, you have the option to rematch. That's it. Rematch is your option. Or you can quit and lose your points. That is called forfeit. You rematch or you forfeit your points. And that's it. That's where I am with Tekken 8. You should be forced into a set, and that should be that. And also, again, going back to Mortal Kombat, something else that Mortal Kombat done really well, after the set is over, we should be able to continue facing the same player in casual matches, right? No more points on the line, but we should be able to continue and play out a long set, casual matches. They should give us that option to take us straight into player match, and we could just go first to 10, first to 15, and then when we're done with that set, it takes us straight back into ranked and we continue. Those are two things that I want to see when it comes to ranked. So the first thing, yeah, forced set, and the second, casual sets after the forced set. But forced sets for me, that alone really could be a big step towards fixing the rank inflation. Because again, so many people have their ranks off the back of cherry picking and running away from people who will beat them. And you just shouldn't be allowed. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Again, Call of Duty. Imagine playing Search and Destroy in Call of Duty. You lose the first round and you just leave. And you don't lose it. Like, it doesn't make sense, bro. It's insane. But yeah, that's it for modes. Also, actually, just an extra thing on modes when it comes to character customization. I think community creations would be a really good addition. Again, something that I don't think would take too much work, any resources and stuff, but allowing people to upload and download other people's customizations. Just a little customization suite, and you can upload your customizations. You can see how many people are downloading them, and people can download. I think that is also, again, something that wouldn't take much time and resources, but would be a really nice addition into Tekken 8. So let's get into characters. So speaking on characters in my season 3 pass, right? I'm taking a little liberty. Like I said, this is my dream season 3, right? So because of what they put us through in season 2, we're not gonna have 4 characters. We're gonna have 6. I was gonna say 5, but you know, fuck it. This is my dream. I can take liberties. We're gonna have 6 characters. So I'm gonna go through these characters. 3 of them are gonna be returning characters. 2 of them are gonna be brand new original Tekken 8 characters. And 1 of them is gonna be a guest character, right? And then I'm also gonna give you some honorable mentions for guest characters, right? So the first character that I want in Tekken 8 Season 3 is, drum roll please, Lei Wulong. Lei Wulong, I know a lot of people are not going to be happy. A lot of people complain they don't want to see Lei. For me, has to be. From as far back as in Amsterdam, what was it, 3 years ago now, Amsterdam Tekken World Tour Finals, when they showed us our first look at Tekken 8 and we saw Law, and we seen that new design and how sick he looks, and then we seen his preset 3 and it's just so Bruce Lee. As soon as I seen all of that stuff, I said I need Lei Wulong in this game. I need Lei Wulong to get that same glow up that Law got, and just Jackie Chan him, bro. Make him more Jackie Chan than ever. I think it would be so sick. Lei is already a sick character. Like, I have to question some of your tastes, bro. I honestly, because some of y'all will sit here and play Alyssa and then tell me that Lei Wulong ain't clean as fuck. Some of you will sit here and play Raven, but you'll tell me Feng Wei ain't clean as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to question your tastes on some of your tastes. I get it. Not everybody is for me. Not everybody is for me. Not everybody is for you, right? That's the beauty of having multiple characters, right? But Lei Wulong for me has to be in this game. He'd be so sick. I need to see him next gen. Get that again. Make it. You could even age him a little bit. Like I said, like Jackie Chan's getting on a little bit. If you want to make him even more Jackie Chan, you can age him. I didn't like how he looked in Tekken 7. The whole bum look. I don't even know if there was a backstory to that, or if he just accidentally looked like a bum. But yeah, bring him back. Make him look more like Jackie Chan than ever. Give him more Jackie Chan type shit. You know, Lei Wulong, perfect. I know not a lot of people really play him, but he is he is a fan favorite. Everybody loves Lei Wulong, right? And he's an original, so he deserves it. So the first is Lei Wulong taking that first slot. The second slot, I'm gonna start with the first original character that I want to see. So I'm not gonna lie. Original character, like when in season 2, when I saw new original character, I was actually really excited because I actually had a prediction. There was one character that I thought it was gonna be, or you're right, and it turned out to be Mirrors. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like she's a lot better than I thought after seeing the trailer. Like I thought Hell on Earth was coming when I seen the Mirrors trailer. Since she's out and we've played her and we've seen what she's about, she's not nearly as bad as I feared, but she's really not for me. Like I still don't like this character at all. I don't like her design. I don't like the I'm a little tiny fragile anime school. I hate it. I don't like it. Her attacks, just a lot of them just look stupid to me. Like, yeah, she's not for me at all. So I was really excited for that original character. And then when it actually, you know, now that she's actually here, I'm disappointed. So original character, I'm gonna make up for it myself. I want another 2 original new characters in season 3. The first one, I would like to see almost the opposite of Miyaruzu, right? I want to see an elderly lady, black skin, and I want her to be very serious. Like I say, not like Miyaruzu, right? Not hee hee ha ha goo goo gaga. I want to see her very serious. I'm thinking, when I say elderly, I'm thinking not necessarily, maybe, all right, so you know what I'm thinking? Perfect. Again, Mortal Kombat 1, right? Madame Bo. If you've played any Mortal Kombat 1, if you played the story, if you've seen cameo Madame Bo, that's what I'm thinking, right? That's kind of the vibe that I have. Anywhere along that, to where like she's older, give her some definition in the face and stuff. Don't make her look porcelain like all these other female characters do. Because I look at characters like Kazuya in this game, and I look at how detailed his face is and the animation, and then I look at the women and I'm like, they've done the women dirty. Like the women have no emotion. It's like they all have Botox, bro. Their face don't move. Bro, stop doing them dirty. Make us a new woman, elderly. Again, I'm thinking Madame Bo, those type of movements, right? Where she's almost doing like kung fu, karate, Wing Chun almost. I'm thinking a parry type character where like you're pressing buttons and she's almost just parrying and like using your body weight against you, spinning around you and getting behind you and stuff like that. Would be sick. Almost like a Wang Jin Raid type beat, but also like Madame Bo kung fu. I think that would be sick. Like a real serious, like I said, elderly, almost like her back is hurting while she's fighting and shit, you know? Like that type of shit would be sick. And that is my request for an original new character. Like I said, make more black characters wouldn't hurt in this game, right? So whether she's Caribbean or African or wherever, right? She could even be European, but just make her black, right? I think that would be sick. So that's my second character. So we got Lei Wulong, we have a new original character, and then, hey, we've done a returning, we've done a original. Let's move on to the first guest character. Now this one for me, I don't know how y'all feel it. For me, this is perfect, right? The first guest character is gonna be none other than the Red Ranger himself. And I say the Red Ranger, here's why I say the Red Ranger, because I think, and I haven't done any research, I think the Red Ranger, obviously for people who are like Power Rangers fans and maybe grew up watching, or even if they still follow, or even just have general Power Rangers knowledge, right? I think the Green Ranger is the most popular in that case, right? But for like the general public, maybe you've never watched Power Rangers, but you know what it is. You're gonna, if I say Power Rangers, you're gonna think Red Ranger, right? So for general appeal, the Red Ranger is the face of the Power Rangers. He's gonna sell the most money. See, I'm even thinking for Bandai, money, right? So we got the Red Ranger. Makes perfect sense, right? The Power Rangers are martial artists, right? They're throwing hands, they're doing kicks, They're doing flips. They got flashy attacks. You can even have the Power Rangers hit sparks come off them when they get hit. You can have them do a silly animation when they get KO'd where they flip over like with a crazy camera angle, just like the Power Rangers show. Yeah, they could be scrapping, but also we know the Tekken 8 dev team right now love weapons and all that shit. They can even, Power Rangers use weapons sometimes. You can pull out a sword. As long as his whole moveset is not weapons and mostly martial arts, I don't mind him pulling out a sword or a dagger every now and again, or even a blicky. I know some of the Rangers carry blickies sometimes. You could set it up, right, where it's just, the character is just Power Ranger, right? And then preset 1 is like Red Ranger, preset 2 is Green Ranger, preset 3 Black Ranger, preset 4 White Ranger, right? Or there's plenty of different Power Rangers, right? So the preset 1 could just be Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Preset 2 could be I think it's Time Force Red Ranger. You got all different types of Rangers where there's different costumes and stuff, right? The Red Ranger just makes perfect sense for me, right? His rage art could be like a crazy Megatron art where he does the whole pose, and yeah, man, like Power Ranger. And that's the thing, like, don't be sleeping on Power Rangers. I know it might seem like Power Rangers are not dead at all, especially in Asia, Japan, where this game is obviously made. A lot of the fan base for this game is in Asia. Power Rangers are still huge. So the draw and appeal, massive, right? Be big. It would be big. This is I'm gonna go guest character honorable mention, right? So the first is the Red Ranger. Honorable mention, and this is an honorable mention just because this ain't gonna happen, but if I had to choose, it would definitely be this character, and that is Lei Fei, right? Virtua Fighter 6 obviously coming sometime soon. We really don't know a lot, but for all we know, this game is coming next year. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get a Virtua Fighter guest character for Season 3. But, obviously, it's not going to be Lei Fei, right? It would be Akira, it would be Wolf, or it would be Jeffrey, if you're asking me. But it would almost definitely be Akira coming into the game, right? If it was up to me, one of my favorite fighting game characters of all time is Lei Fei. He's just so sick. He would fit so perfectly in Tekken. So if we had any chance of getting Lei Fei, he's 100% my choice, right? So Lei Fei would be absolutely sick. The next, I'm gonna go into another honorable mention. You know what? No, we're not. Let's go into the next returning character. And that one is gonna be Miguel. I don't even have a lot to say about Miguel. I'm not gonna lie to you. Other than I like Miguel. Miguel is one of the few characters for me who, like, not even few. There can be a lot of them. Depends what type of mood you're in, but one of them characters who, like, at least me, I generally enjoy fighting Miguel. I enjoy watching him. Definitely, there's a lot of characters I enjoy watching. I really enjoy fighting Miguel. And I think he's just a good character. I like the character. I like the design. I'm a big fan of Sephi Black, and I'd love to see Sephi get his character back, so that this one's almost for you, Sephi. But yeah, Miguel, I'd love to see Miguel in Tekken 8. I think he's a sick character, and I think he deserves it. But yeah, like I said, I don't even have a lot to say about Miguel. Just, bring him back, give him new design, give him new moves, and we're rolling, right? So right there we have 4 characters. We have Lei Wulong, we have new original character, Red Ranger, and Miguel, right? Lei Fei is a dream. I'm not gonna include him in the 6, but we're gonna go back to, actually, let's put in the last returning character, and then we'll get to honorable mentions and the last character in the DLC, right? So character 5 is gonna be Kunimitsu. I would like to see Kunimitsu back. Again, I don't really have a lot to say about Kunimitsu other than I like the character. She's sick. She's clean. I played a lot of Kunimitsu in Tekken 7. I know a lot of people kind of fatigued by Kunimitsu because there was so much of her in Tekken 7 because she was so strong. It almost just felt like she was everywhere, right? But I mean, that just doesn't factor in my brain because, I mean, for all you know, she's going to come in the game and she's going to be the worst character in the game, right? As long as we have a sick character, she's got a sick design, she's very unique. That's all I'm looking for, right? So Kunimitsu, whether it's the new Kunimitsu, it would probably be the new Kunimitsu. I doubt they'd bring in the new Kunimitsu and then go back to the old Kunimitsu, right? But again, another one, Kunimitsu was in Tekken 1, right? So she's been she's an original. She's been here from day one. Again, sick design. She's a sick character for me. I want to see Kunimitsu come back. More characters that I would play. That's all I'm asking for, really. I can't ask for too much more. So Kunimitsu is number 5 of the 6 characters coming. And we might as well go ahead. The 6th character, the final new original Tekken 8 character that will be coming. And this is actually who I thought Mirizu was going to be, right? So obviously we saw a new original character and I had theories that it would be Devil Rainer, right? If you played the story, you know there is a model for Devil Rainer in the game, right? So she already has a model. She probably even has moves and stuff. I think there's even mods on PC to use that model where you could play Devil Rainer. I thought Mirizu was going to be Devil Rainer, and I was actually super excited. Like, I think Devil Rainer would be sick to have her as a separate character like Devil Jin. She looks sick. I can only imagine what type of sick shit Devil Rainer would be doing in the game. Rainer's already like one of the most popular characters in Tekken 8. She went down like a house on fire. Everybody loves Rainer. So adding Devil Rainer to Tekken 8 would just make all the sense in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because I imagine we're gonna get some sort of, like, again, another additional story after what's going on with Heihachi. I would imagine it seems like more is coming, right? After what happened in the main story, what happened in the Heihachi story, now it looks like we've got Reina and Heihachi teaming up. Reina's got the Devil Gene. It's about to go. I'm excited about the story. I'm not gonna hold you, but Devil Rainer in the game makes perfect sense. Would be sick. And that is the season pass. My season pass for Tekken 8 Season 3, right? We have Miguel. We have Lei Wulong. We have the Red Ranger. We have a new original character. We have Kunimitsu. And we have Devil Rainer in the game. That's a 6 season pass if you're asking me, right? And then, honorable mentions. I got 2 honorable mentions, right? The first one is Kiryu Kazuma. Pretty sure that's his name, right? It's Kiryu. His surname is Kazuma. Am I bugging? It's meant to be, right? Yeah, I think this one just makes perfect sense. Like, Kiryu just fits, right? It just fits. I'm surprised that it's been this long without Kiryu. But at first, I did think Kiryu would definitely come into this game. Now, I'm kind of thinking less and less, because I do feel like that is a no-brainer for Virtua Fighter 6 DLC. And I can't really see him being in Tekken 8 and being in Virtua Fighter 6. Obviously, Sega, you know, owns Yakuza. So I think it's kind of, like I said, I think it's almost inevitable that he'll turn up in Virtua Fighter 6 as a guest character. But again, would work really well in Tekken 8. And then the next honorable mention, the final character that I think would just be so sick, is Solid Snake. Big Boss, Liquid Snake, whichever version you want, however you want to mix it. Snake, the PS5 mascot, or the PlayStation mascot in general. It could be difficult how it would work with like PC and Xbox, but Phantom Pain was on Xbox, so it's not a PS exclusive anymore, I don't think, right? So you could have Snake. Snake, we already know Snake is, he known for that CQC, so he could be a really sick up-close character, putting paws on you, kicking. He could have a sick stance where he goes prone and like high evades a lot of stuff. He can even have a trank gun. I wouldn't want to go too crazy with weapons and grenades and stuff, but he could have a trank gun as a launcher. He shoots you, you fall asleep, and he picks up off the ground or something. I don't know. He could have like the Super Smash type throw, right? Where he grabs you, puts you in that sleeper hold, and then just lays you down. And that could set up some crazy Oki, right? Where you have to guess what he's gonna do next. Solid Snake could be so sick for Tekken. And then goes without saying, right? He would just sell. I don't think there would be another character in Tekken history that sells more than that. I don't know if there would be another character in fighting game DLC history that would sell more than Solid Snake in Tekken. That would go so crazy, right? Snake would just be sick. So And then same thing, actually. I said Big Boss, Liquid. You could use those as presets. Preset 1, Big Boss. Preset 2, Solid Snake. Preset 3, Liquid Snake. I mean, you know, would be sick. Would be absolutely sick. But that is it. This video has already been so long. I wasn't necessarily expecting this video to be so long, but yeah, I already know. I can't help but yap, bro. I just yap. Yeah, that's my season 3. I really want to know what you guys think, though. That's what I want to know. I want to know, when it comes to characters, is there any character that I mentioned that you're just like, hell no, I don't want this character? Guest characters, is there any guest characters that I mentioned where you're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, you can get behind this? Gameplay changes, do you agree with these gameplay changes?